like to welcome California State University San Bernardino, champions of the West Region and the California Collegiate Athletic Conference. A few notes on the Coyotes: 33-1 overall with tonight's win, having won 14 consecutive matches, carrying a number 2 ranking nationally by the ABCA. They're making their 10th consecutive and 10th overall NCAA appearance, their 4th appearance to the NCAA championship tournament, and 2nd consecutive. A note about tonight's match: they also were paired with Tampa in the national quarterfinals in the 2003 season, that on their home floor in San Bernardino, California. That season advancing to the national semifinals as well. Cal State San Bernardino is now 5-0 all-time against the University of Tampa. They were represented by head coach, the 2008 ABCA National Coach of the Year, Kim Chernis, along with student athletes Ashton Hall, a senior from Ucapia, California, and Jane Chaffee, a junior from Fontana, California. Coach Chernis, would you please open with a comment about tonight's match?
I want to congratulate Tampa on a great season. They are a great opponent, and it was a well-played match on both sides. I thought they really had us on the ropes for about the first game and a half, and we had to make some pretty severe adjustments on our side that were not necessarily comfortable for us, but I'm really proud of the way my girls responded to the things that I asked them to do, and the way they dug down and just settled themselves, because I think we had some nerves going too. So they settled themselves down, and we started to execute a little bit better on our side of the net, as well as make some adjustments to try and counter the great offensive attack that Tampa has.
Thanks, Coach. We'll now open it for questions. For Coach Chernis and the student athletes, again, please state your name and affiliation.
Josh Captain, City Press Enterprise. Coach Kadenek just mentioned how you guys you almost always had two blockers on Vanderhall. Was that sort of the mindset going in to stop the All-American?
Well, statistically, they're a pretty left-side driven team. I mean, their left-side attackers are taking the majority of the swings, and they are producing the majority of kills. They run their middle offense at what we call zero tempo, so your middles kind of get stuck on them and give their outsides a lot of one-on-one opportunities, and we just weren't willing to do that. We were willing to take the chance that their middles might go off on us, but we were not going to let Vanderhall and Cunningham have one-on-one looks on the left. So we kind of made some adjustments to put their middles one-on-one with us and make sure that their 2 left-side attackers had double blockers on them all the time.
Coach Tyler Mason from the Sun Daily Bulletin. After that first set, when you guys had only lost the first set a handful of times this year, what were you telling your team on the sideline after that?
Well, the G version is that I wanted them to calm down a little bit. No, really, honestly, I could tell that we were a little bit nervous. We had some kind of bonehead plays in the first game, balls where we were hesitating. It was very uncharacteristic of this team because they're a super aggressive group. Some of even our most aggressive players out of this team were laying back on balls and waiting for other people to make plays. And so I could tell that there were a little bit of nerves going on and a little bit of waiting for the game to come to us. And so we talked a lot about just making every single contact count and being invested, whether or not you're the person actually taking the swing or you're the person actually passing the ball, to stay invested in some fashion in the play.
Ashton, Tim from Concordia, Sports Information. What inspired you guys' momentum shift in the last 2 sets?
We're not ready to be done yet, and the closer that was coming, the more people stepped it up. I mean, we were getting in each other's faces saying, let's go, like, this is not it, like, we're not satisfied. Like Coach said, we definitely had a couple of stupid errors in the beginning. I think we got the first game jitters out. Tampa was playing really well. They were definitely a great team. They challenged us in every aspect. But I think we just calmed down and picked it up and just know that we're not ready to go home yet. So everybody turned it around.
Coach Craig Roberts from Concordia Sports Information. You, Setter Hoffman, really seem to do a nice job of finding the one-on-one blocks for the hitters. Talk about her job, her role in doing that and making your team successful tonight.
Yeah, Hoffy's unbelievable. I mean, she's really, really good. And she gets overlooked sometimes because she's not super vocal, And physically, she's not overly impressive. You don't look at her and go, wow, that's a big kid, or that's, you know, a super jumper, or, you know, any of these types of things. But she's so cerebral. She's so smart. And I was giving her constant changes of game plan. For example, at the end of the game, we decided to go almost exclusively with our opposite and our middle because they had been overcommitting so hard, putting 2 blockers out towards our left side and trying to go one-on-one with our middles. And so we kind of exploited them on the right side, which allowed us to open it up towards the end of game 4. And all I have to do is just say one time to her. And that, I mean, you may or may not know this, but that's kind of rare in setters. It's tough to get setters to follow a game plan because they're running at the speed of light out there. So she did a fantastic job in terms of executing our game plan and changing on the fly. She's amazing.
Second row.
Jane, it seemed like from start to finish, your guys' bench has had so much more energy than Tampa's. At one point, I know, doing the YMCA and things like that. How much were you guys able to feed off of that on the court throughout the game?
Definitely our bench is a huge support, and it helps a lot with us on the court because they're there to pick us up with all their cheers and all their excitement. I mean, it's something that we definitely need when we're on the court, and sometimes the pressure comes to us. Like, they're always there to cheer us on, so that's a good thing that they're doing.
Go ahead.
Ashton, last night you said that, you know, ultimate goal is to win the title. Now that, you know, possibility of playing Concordia tomorrow night, I mean, how do you look at that matchup? Should Concordia win tonight?
It's just like anybody else. They're in the way of what we want. So whether it's Concordia, whether it's the other team, it doesn't matter who it is. We still have the same goal in mind. Yeah, every team that's here is a great team. Concordia is a great team. Tampa is a great team. We still have the same goal in mind, though, and we just need to go to work and just do the same thing.
I guess we talked about a little bit about the blocking. Obviously, you played a big role in that. Talk about how you blocked that.
Well, since, like Kim said, we had to adjust with the middles, and basically I just had to focus on what I needed to do and what we practiced on doing and stay committed to it, and it worked.
Coach, what do you think you need to work on between now and tomorrow?
Well, I can think of a lot of things, but I can't think of anything we're going to change too much between today and tomorrow. We have an hour practice session tomorrow, and if there was a way to get better in that hour, believe me, I'd be on it. But I just think we have to stay focused. Now that we've gotten that first game and first match under our belt, it's much easier to talk just about the volleyball-related things and just to stay focused on that. And, we have 4 sophomores on the court. We are a young group. There's no question. We graduated, 3 starters that were very important to us last year. So we have, even though these kids have some experience being here, we have 4 sophomores who definitely showed some jitters tonight. And I was really proud of them for calming down. So tomorrow, I think, regardless whether we're playing Indy or Concordia, we just need to be able to execute our side of the net, and hopefully that's going to be the better side of the net.
Go back to the second row.
Ashton, I know you said it doesn't matter who you play, but first of all, you're going to watch the game now, and second, would you like to see a rematch?
Like I said, no matter who it is, doesn't matter. They're in the way of what we want, but Concordia is a great team for sure. I mean, it's a great matchup. There's definitely, we would like to see them again and have it end in our favor this time for sure.
Any final questions? Thank you, California State University, San Bernardino.
Thank you.